The Netherlands. War against the sea. The beginning of the struggle. Imagine building your home on land that shouldn't exist. A quarter of this country lies below the sea. One breach, one storm, one moment of weakness, and the water takes it all back. For over 1,000 years, an entire nation has stood on the edge of that knife. It started with desperation. Early settlers, with no technology, no machines, just shovels and sheer will, piled earth into towering mounds called terps, man-made islands, the only thing standing between a family and a flood. Then, 1,000 years ago, they stopped running from the water. They decided to fight it. They built dikes, walls of earth thrown up against the sea itself. But a wall means nothing without someone guarding it. So they created something the world had never seen: waterboards. Not kings, not armies. Ordinary citizens banding together, given real power for one job: keep the water out or everyone drowns. That system is still alive today. Some of the oldest continuously functioning governments on Earth, born not from politics, but from pure survival. Polders and Pumps. But holding back water wasn't enough. The Dutch wanted to steal land back from the sea. They called it the polder, land ripped from beneath the waves and drained dry. Bold, almost reckless. And once you drain it, you can never stop pumping. Not for one single day. Enter the windmills. Not the romantic postcard image you're picturing. These were relentless machines, grinding day and night, dragging water out of the earth to keep the land alive. Kinderdijk's windmills still stand today, silent monuments to an impossible bet that paid off. Now, massive electric pumping stations have taken over, working every second of every day. Because here's the terrifying truth: the Netherlands is a bathtub, and if the pumps ever stopped, the water would come flooding back in. The night everything changed, 1953, January 31st, 1953. The North Sea unleashed a storm surge no one was prepared for. The dikes broke. In the darkness, water swallowed entire villages. By morning, more than 1,800 people were dead. It was a national trauma, and it forced a question: never again. The answer was the Delta Works, one of the most audacious engineering projects in human history. A wall of steel and concrete sealing off the coastline from the fury of the sea. At its heart, the Oosterschelde Barrier, a colossal structure that stays open, letting nature breathe until the sea turns violent, and then it slams shut in minutes. And near Rotterdam, the Maes Landkering, an automated giant, each of its two arms longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall. No human hand needed. Sensors detect the danger, and the barrier moves on its own to seal the city off from destruction. Rewriting the map itself. The Dutch didn't stop at defense. They rewrote geography. The Zuiderzee, once a wild open arm of the North Sea, was sealed shut by a colossal dike and transformed into a calm freshwater lake. From the drained seabed, an entirely new province rose from nothing: Flevoland, land that did not exist 100 years ago. Today, it's officially the largest artificial island on the planet. They didn't just survive the map, they redrew it. The lies you've been told. Here's a twist: the most famous story about Dutch flood heroism is completely fake. The legend of the boy who saved his town by sticking his finger in a leaking dike, invented by an American novelist who had never even set foot in the Netherlands. Most Dutch people first hear the story from confused tourists. And Amsterdam, floating serenely on water, also false. The city stands on tens of thousands of wooden piles, driven violently deep into the earth until they hit solid ground. Silent, buried soldiers, holding up a city for centuries without anyone noticing. The new war. For 1,000 years, the strategy was simple: build the walls higher, fight harder. But now, something has shifted. rising seas are forcing a radical rethink. Instead of pure defense, the Dutch are doing the unthinkable, deliberately giving land back to the water. Floodplains deliberately flooded, absorbing the danger before it reaches a city. And on the water itself, entire homes now built to float, rising and falling with the tide instead of resisting it. After 1,000 years of war against the sea, the Netherlands may have just found the only strategy that truly wins. Stop fighting the water. Start dancing with it.